Alright, Chef21 here. We are back doing the teardown on this thing. I don't quite know where the battery died, so we're going to pick up where we left off. I think I got everything out last time, and I was mucking around with getting the pin for this servo actuator out. Still haven't had any luck on that. I did get the pin for this one out. I may have recorded that, or may not have. It's a 1/4-inch extension into a threaded plug, and then the whole thing pops right out. I have it all up there, so that's fine. Probably pull this actuator out today. Hopefully we'll get that one out, and that will be the main body of the transmission done. I may have to pull this piece. I may have to pull this race and this sprag basket out, or the cam plate with sprag out, in order to get this out, or at least swung away enough to get the spring basket and assembly out. Once I get that done, bench gets wiped down, we'll start on the torque converter, or the overdrive section. And then once all of that's done, we will do the valve body. Because right now, that's where I'm thinking most of our issues lie, is there's stuck spools in that valve body. And probably having some issues with the solenoid for the governor pressure sensor, the torque converter lockup, overdrive. Everything else is mechanical on this one, but based on governor pressure. But I bet you our accumulator spring is broken. We'll find that out. But let's get into this. Let me grab some gloves. Okay. I'm going to pull this off, which is going to drop this out. And so that's 3/8. Okay. For reassembly note, there's manufacturing date grid. It's at the it's between the 10 and 11 o'clock positions. I got my hand in here because there is that sprag basket, or not necessarily basket, but cam plate. So I want to make sure that we don't drop that on the table and damage it. Done enough incidental damage to this transmission already that I don't want to do more. I'm also taking this off now that I think about it, because it would be helpful for when I drill and tap the new holes for the thread certs that are going into the bell housing for the pump, which I did get a set of thread certs for that, so that's good. I like that. Okay. That is out. Cool. So this is its own thing. I'm going to slot it right there. I've got 5 more bolts, which also appear to be 3/8. Oh boy, did this thing get hot. Good thing I did take this apart, it looks like. Now there's one hole in this right here that's not threaded. It lines up with the fluid passages here, and there's a void, or a no hole, so that works. Okay. Well, I can at least work on getting these two out now. So, I've seen guys do it without the tool. I really don't want to have to go get tools. I do not want to break a finger doing this. And I won't. Okay. Snap ring looks good. This is a front one. Oh yeah, there's some slime in that one. We got all sorts of goo. So that's going to get resealed. Spring's not bad. Seal rings look okay, though this one, nope, that's supposed to have those speckles on there. Okay. There we go. Same thing on this one. Try not to die. Not too springy. Not great. Schmoo in there. Seal's not bad, but oh, is there some schmoo in there? Yeah, this thing was definitely chewing up steels. Definitely chewed up steels. Okay, a couple things left to remove here. I want to get rid of the neutral sensor and the crank position sensor. And then this end is done. And then we can get this off my bench and get my bench cleaned up. We can start on round 2. All right, let's see. You are not a 3/8. You're probably 7/16. Yep, you are. I'll either get a fresh one of these or I'll pulp one from the trans that's in there. because this one, I guarantee you, is not compatible with the one I got, and the wires are all screwed up, so she's dead. Okay, that's going to be a big boy. That's probably an inch. Yep. And there's my half-inch drive. I am going to set this aside, but I don't think it's the same. And that gets us everything out. Okay, table's wiped down. It's wiped down. Oh. Now this overdrive unit is going to be a pain in the balls. So first things first, I need to get this park rod out of here. So I think I get this down in here. I don't know how everyone gets this thing out. So everyone's like, oh, it just pulls out. No, that's not how a park rod is supposed to work. Okay, you get it in park and you put a screwdriver in there and then she falls out. We'll put that in the middle. Now, you're supposed to flip this over, and there's a snap ring. But first, there's a wire ring. I'm going to lay down some paper towels here, because this clutch pack is going to come out. So, this wire ring this outer pressure ring, clutch, steel, clutch, steel. That's got a rust spot on it. That's lovely. Steel. And the rear plate. Okay, now there's a big ass snap ring that holds the rest of this basket in. These really don't have a whole lot of torque to them. Okay, so now this cover plate, which I had to drill, has a snap ring inside it. You're supposed to flip it over. Spread the ring. Oh, there's a second ring. All right, second snap ring, offset from the first. Second snap ring. Now those two will come out. There we go. Voila. Okay. I'll pull the speed sensor out, and then this housing is empty. Cool. Got the same size fitting as it is. Again, I'm pulling speed sensors because I'm pretty sure it's going to be different than the ones on the WJ. But I will save it, just in case. I'm going to leave the park pawl assembly in there. That doesn't need to come out. The back seal will get redone. When I get the new parts. Change of gloves, because now we're into the Overdrive assembly. I believe that clutch pack is the Overdrive pack, because there's only 3 clutches and 3 steels, and I was told that's about what there usually is in there. That's part of the reason the Overdrive units on these go bad. It's because they only have 3 clutches and steels in them. Well, that one honestly doesn't look like it's seen too hot a supper. Well, that doesn't look too bad. So inside this thing here is an 800-pound spring that holds this pack together. So that pack is going to come apart. This is your park gear, or your park pawls, or your park pinion, and yet the pawl is in the housing. There's a massive spring in here. So it's always in direct mode until that spring is compressed. And then you get into overdrive. This is my understanding of how this works. I could be slightly wrong. I'm not going to touch this today. This is, I'll take the gear off the back, but that'll be it today. I don't need to do anything else. And this whole reason is why I got a spare screwdriver. There. Okay, so that comes off. That's, that feels fine. So I don't think I need to replace that bearing. There's a snap ring in here as well. So this comes apart in a few different ways, it seems, but that's okay. We'll put screws in some of these holes here. So I'm trying to keep orientation of parts. I know you're looking at my back here, but front of transmission, rear of transmission. Face down is more toward the front, face up is more toward the rear. Just trying to keep everything in such an orientation that it'll be able to be put back together again without too much, you know, issue. A lot of this transmission is aluminum, but there's a fair bit that's not. That ring is not. And boy, is it hot. It got hot. I mean, it is wicked discolored. I'm going to put that over there. Okay, here it is. An output segment. Now I did lose a couple rollers, and I do want to clip them back into the baskets, as you know, as much as possible. That way they so the spread goes one way. If it goes the other way, it catches and it stops, it binds. That's the whole point of a roller clutch. Okay. That snap ring goes inside. Now, inside here is another set of clutches and a planetary. This is your reverse, I believe. So let me see if I've taken this out. There's an internal snap ring here and a couple washers, I believe. That will release this outer ring, which is not bad. Oh yeah, that thrust washer gone. This thrust washer, not terrible. That spacer washer is okay. But that inner thrust washer, no bueno. I gotta pull this snap ring out in in order to take a look at this planet. Pin style snap ring pliers are also handy for this job. All the teeth look okay. They don't look great, but they're not horrific. Ooh, I stand corrected. One of these planetary gears teeth are a little wonky on the tips. That may just be how they were machined, but I'm not super thrilled about it. Let's take a look. Get the basket off here. Sun doesn't look bad, but that thrust, no good. The bushings in the sun don't look bad. Inner thrust washer looks better. Outer thrust washer is not so great. Tips of these teeth are worn in a similar fashion. So that's not super good, but you know. Not the worst.
Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. It really helps me out, and it lets you know when I put something new up. New videos will be going up on Tuesdays or Thursdays at 8 a.m. Eastern. And if I do decide to do live streams, I will try to give 24 hours notice. So hit the subscribe button on the channel, and you'll be notified when I post that stuff too. Hope to see you next time. Sharps out.